Hello, everyone. Hi, Muscle Mommies, Muscle Daddies. I'm recording on my phone today. Exciting. I have a new phone. I have the iPhone 15. I don't have that 17 Pro. I don't got none of that. But I was running out of storage, so I got a new phone. Classic me, running out of storage. I mean, like, are we expecting anything else? And I'm recording on my Rode microphone. This microphone is, like, actually so easy to record on. It's so nice. But today, let me take my stomach out for y'all. It's funny. So, normally when I like take my stomach out for you guys, I tuck it in my bra, but you just could just tuck it in your saggy boobies instead. So it works. Both things work. I have a shirt, Hot Girls Love Sharks, on, and my friend got it for me, and I really like it. So, yeah. Okay, let's get into it today. Let's get into it. The winter. We're talking about the winter. Unload the Bar with Muscle Mommy is a questionnaire I put out on my website, and it's linked below, and you guys can tell me what you're struggling with, what you want to get off your chest. And this person wrote in, and it's perfect because this is exactly what I'm struggling with. So I'm like, let's make the podcast about that today. You guys can also submit on Instagram because I will post them on my story every week. But let's get into actually going through with these like New Year's resolutions we made, or just even if you're not listening to this around New Year's or you didn't make it New Year's resolutions, like talking about how we actually are getting ourselves out of the house during this season. And maybe some of you guys aren't from where it's cold, so it's a little bit different for you, but I'm assuming that everyone kind of has that season, whether it's actually snowing outside and cold, or it's nice out where you are, but you're going through a season of your life where you feel miserable. Here in Virginia, I'm from New York, but I'm in Virginia right now, and we're outside every day because I'm on like the tactics portion of my training. And I was thinking about how, well, first of all, it's cold as fuck. So we just sit outside shivering most of the time. And I was thinking about how do I really like get through my winters when I'm home and I don't just shell up in my house all day. And I've been noticing this winter, it's a lot harder. Even when I was home for my break, I felt like, yes, I was seeing friends and I was going outside of the house for those reasons, but you just didn't want to leave. Like, you didn't want to go to the gym, you didn't want to go out on a run. It was really, really hard. I think the past year, it was last winter, my mission was like, I'm going to enjoy winter and I'm not just going to tolerate it. Like, I'm actually going to find a way to like it. So what I would do is I would try my best to like just find the good stuff in winter and be like, all right, I like this about it, I like this. And then it wasn't like totally working for me. And so I was like, all right, I need to like do tough things in the winter. And that's when I started running in the winter. I think it was last winter. Either last winter or the winter before that. I want to say it was last one. It was my first ever winter running in the cold. I have never run in the cold. And I know that doesn't even seem like a big deal when you think about like, oh, well, she runs, so like it's not that weird to run in the cold. But I actually had never ran in the winter like that, because it's one thing to go on a run in the summer and go on a run when it's nice out and go on a run when you feel good. But when you literally want to hibernate and not do any of that and just stay inside, the idea of going on a run in like the crispy cold weather is brutal. So I was like, all right, I got to gear up. So I geared up, got the right stuff. It was all trial and error. You'll find that a lot of times you overdress and then you're like sweating on the run. And it was honestly a lot of fun. And every time I was extremely cold, like, because you can't feel your face or you kind of have to wait till it numbs out a little bit, I would just think about the fact that I would honestly rather this than like the heat exhaustion I get when I'm running in the summer. Like, I genuinely, when I get, you just know that feeling when you get hot and you become like really irritated and like everything feels so hard. It's like that. Like, I feel like I'd rather have the feeling of like, okay, I get to go bundle up in my bed later than have the feeling of, oh my God, my feet are burning, touching the ground. Like, I feel like I need a bucket of water dumped on me because this is so unbearable. And I feel like the dead of summer can feel like that. Like, I can't imagine being a runner in Florida, because I was visiting my brother in Florida during, I want to say it was the summer, and the humidity was so bad that I was like, I actually would not run in this humidity. Like, I genuinely would not. I would pass out if I did that. Like, it was unsafe. So for me, I was like, in that sense, I think I just rather be cold because you could bundle up and wear the right things and you'll be fine. So that really helped me. And also, like, getting yourself to do your goals when the weather sucks, it just feels really good. Like you feel like you're like in some movie. You know when you like see freaking Katy Perry in her Part of Me YouTube video where she's in the military and she's like in the treacherous waters like a Navy SEAL. Like it makes you feel like you're just in battle. Like you're like a soldier trekking through the freaking ice. You're like, I can't believe I'm out here right now. Like you're so proud of yourself when you get yourself out in tough conditions. And it's really important, I think, because that's all about like getting comfortable with the uncomfortable. And although it's really hard, that's where all the growing happens. And so last winter I was like, all right, I need to figure something out. Like, I need to actually keep going with this. And then so I tried out snowboarding, and I haven't had time, or I haven't made time to go to any mountain since I've been here. But I mean, there's no snow where I am right now, granted. But the point was, is like when the snow went away last winter, I was actually like, oh no, this is kind of sad. Like, I can't go out again snowboarding. That's where it was interesting because I didn't only just like tolerate the winter, like I was actually able to get comfortable in it, do a sport in it, two sports in it, and have just a lot of fun and then be sad when it left. I always will say that I'd rather be cold than hot, but then if you see me out in the field for an FTX and it's like sleeping overnight, I'm going to be honest, if I'm sleeping overnight in a sleeping bag, I'd rather be warm because going to cadet summer camp, was that what it's called? Not summer camp, what am I saying? Cadet summer training, CST, last summer. It was like a joy waking up. I was like, oh, yes. Like just, I'll just nice and slow get on my things. And I wake up at when I went to Cornell ROTC and I'm like I'm like freezing to death. Like in oh my God, when people ask me to go to fire, when they're like, wake up, you have fire watch. And they're like red headlamps right above you and it's the middle of the night and you're like, oh my God. And then you get out of your tent and you're just shaking and you like can't even get your boots on. And then you just sit there like with your blanket. Oh my God. No, 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 no. And that's going to be me because I go to the field for 3 nights in a week, which is so funny because people in infantry bullock, they're literally in the field the whole time. Like, no. No. I can't do that the whole time. Can't do it. Yeah, no, not my preference. But goals. Let's get back to goals, New Year's resolutions, and actually getting yourself to do shit. I forget sometimes that you get like an endorphin release after you work out. And I think the thing I struggle with most is getting myself to work out when I have a really tough day. And when I say tough day, I mean just like an exhausting day. So every day here has felt exhausting, except when I was taking classes for the first, like, what was it, 13 weeks or something, then I was fine. Like, I would be like, all right, I'm excited to go to the gym. But when you're out all day outside with, like, a weighted vest on, which, by the way, I think it's fucking up my shoulders because I felt so weak at the gym today. But when you're just, like, outside all day in the cold and you're just, like, sitting around, you're learning, you just don't. It's, like, the last thing you want to do. And I went today, so it was a big win for me. I haven't been in over, I want to say 3 weeks. And that feeling of like when you do something that you're not in the mood to do is amazing. And I think it's that reminder of like, don't do things based on how you feel. Do things because you know you have to do them for your goals. And unless like you actually need rest, like your body needs rest, I think a lot of times you could tell the difference between like my body needs this versus like I just don't want to do it right now. Like I just want to lay in my bed. I'm feeling tired. Like you could push through tiredness for a workout. And if your body needs to recover from something, let it. But you could always know, like everybody always knows when they're just kind of taking off more days than they need, then you start to feel guilty. And so what I want to tell you guys on this is that it's really not that deep. If you haven't worked out in a really long time or you haven't been doing your New Year's resolutions on track as much as you wanted to, you will bounce back. But if you sit here in shame and guilt about it, you're just not going to bounce back with it. And then you're just going to keep doing this circle of like, all right, I'm going to do this every day. And then every day seems like too much. And then all of a sudden it's I don't even have the energy for any of that. I'm not going to do any of it. And then you feel guilty again and it just keeps happening. It actually reminds me of dieting. I said this in my last episode where I was like, oh my God, I just made another connection to yo-yo dieting. But that's what it feels like. I'm going to do this really intensely. And then the intensity is so unsustainable that it burns you out and then you stop. And then you just don't do it again for a while. And this actually happens with my business a lot. Like I'll spend all day doing a very particular tedious task for my business, and then I do it so intensely for the full day, and then I get burnt out and I stay away from it for weeks. Like it's the worst habit. And I think if you just start thinking like, how can I actually make this a little bit more realistic for me, then it may be easier to meet your goals. So if going to the gym is really hard right now, I would just make your goal like just showing up to do 10 minutes on the treadmill. That used to help me with cardio because I hated doing cardio. I was like, all right, I need to do at least 10 minutes on the treadmill just to get my body moving. And then my goal was only just 10 minutes. And then I would always end up doing more than 10. Some days I wouldn't. I would do just 10. But then if 10 was just too much for my brain to like be like, oh my God, I can't believe I can't even do 10 minutes right now. I'd be like, all right, get on and do 5 minutes. And then you usually end up doing more. But if you don't, at least you did something. At least you showed up. The quote that's been getting me through lately is congratulations on your failure because most people don't even try. I was like, oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. I mean, think about it. You get so mad at yourself like, oh my God, I can't believe I couldn't bench that much. Oh, I can't believe I didn't get that PR. I can't believe I didn't do it. And it's like, yeah, but most people don't even try it at all. And like old you didn't even try that at all. Or going out on a run and being mad that your pace was so slow. Okay, at least you went on a run in the first place with a goal of that pace. Sarah Blakely, I believe this was Sarah Blakely. She talked about, was it her? I hope it was her. Maybe she was telling the story. She was talking about her family, like welcoming in failures. And every week they would talk about at the table what their failures were. And they would congratulate each other on it. Like they would welcome it. Like they wanted to hear about what their failures were for the week. And it just made her not afraid of failure. And I just love that. It's so nice to think about because we're so scared to try things because we're like, what if it just doesn't work out and then there's no point? But that's not true. It's not that there's no point because then what if it does work out? Then there is a point. And if it doesn't work out, there's still a point because you still tried something that made you uncomfortable, pushed you out of your comfort zone, and that feels good. If you're going through a season of your life where it feels like winter, even though maybe you don't live in a state where it feels like winter, find really, really small wins for yourself and just make them huge wins. Like me going to the gym today was a huge win. On another day, it may just be like a small win. Like, yeah, I went to the gym as I usually do, but I haven't done it in so long. So for me, it was like, this was huge for me. And then I had that nice endorphin release after, like, I feel really good right now. And I'm excited to go to sleep tonight. And just congratulating yourself on those and being proud of yourself and compassionate with yourself. Like sometimes a win is just getting out of bed. A win is cooking yourself a full meal, which I freaking cooked myself. I had 3 really good meals today and I was very proud of myself. So you got to take those small things and make them really, really big and be proud of yourself for it. I'm sure everyone can think of a small win today that they had. But when I'm feeling sad, that's a whole nother story because like when you're feeling sad, I feel like it's just a lot harder to get yourself to where you want to be because you feel pulled down by your feelings. The same way when you're tired, you feel kind of pulled down by it. You pull down to the bed. I can't leave my bed. I want to stay here. But there's something about when you're sad, you just kind of get like, what's the point of anything? What's the point of this? I don't really care. Like you kind of lose the care for it. And I read a poem by Rupi Kaur that's called Heal My Mood, and it's in her writing book. I linked that in my Amazon storefront. It's called Healing Through Words. It's in her writing prompt book. And she made a poem called Heal My Mood, and then it's so beautiful, and it goes through every single thing, and it's like, dance it out, cry it out, scream it out, and like you do all these things. And she was like, and if that doesn't work, then try something else because anything is better than seeping back into the mud or something like that. And I just love that because there's times where I feel sad or drawn to like whatever it is, this sad negative emotion. And then I'll be like, all right, let's like sit with this emotion. Let's feel it for a little bit. Maybe I'll sit with it. I'll rest and meditate and just kind of tell myself some affirmations to help myself. And then I'm like, all right, I've now sat with this, but I'm still kind of feeling stuck and I need something to help me. And sometimes it's music, sometimes it's just like grounding yourself, putting your feet on the floor, walking around, literally just walking outside to see the sun or feeling fresh air, touching grass, anything that could kind of just get you out of the state you're in and makes you feel connected to either the earth or something. Maybe you're religious and you want to pray. And that usually will help me. And sometimes it's a shower. Sometimes it's just calling up a friend because I've tried everything else. And I'm like, all right, I just need someone to just get my mind off of this. Go to your list, heal your mood, try to do those things, even if it feels obnoxious. Like sometimes one of my things will be dancing it out and I'll be in such a bad mood and I'm like, I don't want to do that. And I do it and I'm like, all right, I actually feel better now. And that's where things can be like fun and silly. You could journal about it, you can draw, you can find a way to expend it and then find a way to calm yourself and ground yourself after. And I feel like that could be something that you can use as a tool during a phase of your life where it feels like you are bound by these emotions and you cannot get to the freaking door to leave and do the thing you need to do, run the errand you need to run, stop procrastinating the thing that you've been procrastinating. And when you talk about it, like the idea of waking up early or going to the gym or doing all those things that you made your New Year's resolutions for, it can be really hard to actually act on those when feelings get in the way, when your mood is in the way, when you've had an exhausting day. And it's all fun and games when you're making your inspa board. And then when it comes to it, you're like, fuck, this is hard. So I don't know. I think just you got to start small too. Like, don't have a ton of expectations for yourself during this season. If you're going through something or the weather is having its moment out there, let yourself have your moment too, and then pick yourself up and then find a way to get yourself out there. I think being outside in the winter is so important. Like, think about all the vitamin D that you're deprived of when you're inside, and then you can just go out for a little bit, let the sun hit your face, and feel like instantly better. Like it's literally I feel like in the sun is just like injecting good chemicals into you, like good feel good chemicals and then you're just like I'm so happy because you can't regret that. Like you don't regret going outside and getting fresh air. I mean, it's amazing. And so I feel like during hard times, if you get yourself outside, that's going to be like your step one to actually maybe being able to turn around the day. If you guys ever seen those TikToks where somebody's like pouring milk and then they spill a little bit out of it and then they're like, oh, well, I already spilled some, so I might as well spill the whole thing. And they do it with everything. So it starts with milk and then they'll do it with like, oh, they spilled something on their shirt. So, okay, I guess I'll just spill all of my cup on my shirt. And it's basically showing like just a small moment where you either mess up or a small moment where things go wrong. It doesn't mean that you're just going to waste away the entire rest of the day because that one thing went wrong, or you're going to waste away like in this case, a carton of milk, an entire one, just because you had a little spill. And if you could think about it metaphorically in that way, you could kind of bring it into your life. Like, just because I woke up and I had a shitty morning or I was crying last night doesn't mean that today's going to be like that. And I can't put that out there that, like, this is the trajectory of my day just because my boss pissed me off or just because I didn't hit the freaking weight I wanted to when I went to the gym. Not making little tiny inconveniences blown up into like this entire day sucks because of it. And I find it very hard sometimes to hunt for the good stuff, especially in the circumstances I'm in when I'm doing stuff all day that just I don't find fun. But like at the same time, I have fun with the people I'm with and I have to remind myself of that. In these scenarios, I don't like to say this, but like the whole things can be worse. I don't like to compare myself to other people by saying things can be worse. So in the army, for me, if it's like a quote unquote bad day where I'm just like, all right, this was exhausting, I think about how, like, you know what, at least the sun was out. Like, it could have been raining and snowing, at least the sun was out. And I'll just find things that made it better than I perceived it as. Because those are things that all contribute to the day. But because, like, oh, the sun was out, you think, oh, well, yeah, I guess it was, like, whatever. But if that sun wasn't out, oh my God, you'd be complaining about it. So, like, actually notice what's making the day just a little bit better here and there, even if you don't like the environment you're in, even if you don't like the weather outside, and even if the people around you have been pissing you off lately. And last thing I want to say is that it's just not that deep. If you couldn't get out today, you could not get yourself to do the thing you wanted to do, if you were struggling so hard to get yourself to do any of the things you've been wanting to do, it's okay. You can do them tomorrow. If this day's over or today's just not the day for it, you can do it tomorrow, and tomorrow's a new day, and that's pretty awesome. Tomorrow's a new day. It could change. Your mood can change. You may be on your period right now. You feel like shit. Maybe you just, things are going on. You got in a fight, but like tomorrow's a new day. Start it out. And if something happens again tomorrow that sucks, or you're going through something that never really just goes away because a new day comes, another day means another day of healing, another day of feeling, another day where good things can happen, and another day where you can learn more things. Not every day needs to be good 100% of the time. But if you can find that stuff, it can maybe slowly pull you out of this funk. And don't keep harping on the fact that like you haven't been to the gym in a few weeks, or oh my god, I haven't ran, or I haven't done this. I haven't been eating good. Okay. All right. So let's make a good choice now. Let's make a good meal for yourself now that you're going to feel good after. Because I feel like the harping on the past is what just makes it continue to happen. It's like a pattern that'll just keep repeating because you just get so shameful and guilty that you almost shame yourself into not even doing the thing that you should be doing for yourself. Hydrate, everyone. I spent a whole day this week dehydrated, and guess what? I'm going with my friend to the Outer Banks this weekend, and we're treating ourselves. And then I'm actually treating myself. Guess what I'm doing? Getting a freaking massage, and I got myself a 3 massage pack. Does that make sense? I got a pack of 3 60-minute massages right up my fucking alley. And I've never done that for myself. So I'm very, very happy because massages are like literally my all-time favorite thing in the entire world. And especially if it's a good price, like count me in. All right, let's take a breath together. Are you guys ready? Let's put our hand on our tummies and accept our tummies the way they are. Although I'm full right now, I actually do feel very accepting of my tummy right now. So let's hold our tummies. Let them be. Let them take up space. Let's find our natural breath. Let's inhale through our nose. Feel our tummy expand, and exhale through our mouths. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Let's inhale. And exhale. Let our breath return back to normal. And thank you guys for coming today. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I hope you guys are able to get out of your funks eventually. If not now, one day you will. And if you guys want to unload the bar with me next Wednesday, check my Instagram for a post, or just go right into this caption and click on the link to my website where you could put in your anonymous answer. All right, guys. Thank you guys so, so much. And go shop Muscle Mommy on musclemommystore.com. Go be a muscle mommy. Bye.